In the town of Willow Creek, Bob Miller had one true love in his life, not his wife, not his kids, but his lawnmower. A shiny red TurboCut 3000, which he polished every night like it was a Ferrari. Bob mowed his lawn twice a day, sometimes even in the dark with a headlamp, just so it looked greener than his neighbor Gary's. People said if Bob had to choose between saving Gary from a fire or saving his mower, Gary was done for. One Saturday morning, tragedy struck. The lawnmower was gone, vanished. Only a pair of muddy footprints and an empty gas can remained. Bob screams so loud the entire neighborhood rushed over. "Whoever stole my TurboCut," he shouted dramatically, "better be prepared to meet their end, or at least face my hoe with complaint letters." Suspicions immediately flew. Gary claimed innocence, but everyone knew he'd been jealous of Bob's lawn for years. Mrs. Carter, the sweet old lady next door, was seen wheeling something suspiciously large under a tarp the night before. And little Tommy, the neighborhood troublemaker, had been caught riding a wheelbarrow pretending it was a race car, so stealing a mower wasn't far-fetched. The investigation got weirder by the minute. Sheriff Daniels arrived, examined the muddy footprints, and declared, "These prints are too small for a man. This was the work of a raccoon." The crowd gasped, but Bob yelled, "Raccoons can't drive mowers, you fool." Then suddenly, everyone froze because right then, down the street came the TurboCut 3000 rolling by on its own, with 3 raccoons sitting on it like it was a convertible. The entire neighborhood screamed. Gary dropped his coffee. Mrs. Carter fainted into her rose bushes, and Bob chased the mower barefoot while yelling, "That's my baby! Get off her, you hairy criminals!" The raccoons swerved through yards, mowed half of Mrs. Jenkins's tulips, and left perfect zigzag patterns on Sheriff Daniels' cruiser before crashing into the fire hydrant. But just when everyone thought the chaos was over, the biggest twist came. From the bushes stepped Mrs. Carter, holding a remote control. She confessed that she had secretly installed an engine chip in the mower as part of her neighborhood robotics club. The raccoons hadn't stolen it, they were just smart enough to push the button on her remote. Bob stared at her in shock, clutching his broken mower, while Gary laughed so hard he nearly choked on his donut. The story ended with Bob sobbing over his beloved TurboCut, vowing revenge, while the raccoons strutted off into the woods like victorious bandits. To this day, Willow Creek still talks about the great lawn mower heist, and Bob still posts emotional Facebook tributes to the TurboCut 3000 and like it was a fallen soldier.